So
Yeah, I was just curious about it. I thought, in my mind, I thought there was one, but that's good that there's not. That makes sense.
And when we redid, we did local law for the stop signs and everything, and it wasn't included on the list, we had a whole
Okay.
list of all of
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Nate, can I,
You have to wait till public comments, I'm sorry.
it's a sign thing.
Oh, okay.
It is a sign thing, you sign commissioner here.
Uh-huh.
Listen, on Washington, on the left side, coming into the village, there's a sign where it says no parking in Poquott at any time. It's been there for years. I'm wondering, it's so faded and so bad, is there any money in the budget, maybe we can get it repainted? It's an existing sign.
It's down.
No, it's up.
There is a sign down.
There is a sign, there's one down.
But there's
Where
one
is
up
it?
there, and it's awful, and the aluminum is there, and I'm
It
just
showed
wondering,
up out of nowhere.
you know the one I'm talking about, Frank, as you want to drive in, it's on the
I know
left
which one you're
side.
talking about, and the one that you're talking about just seems to have, and it looks dirty. It looks like it was maybe in the woods or something.
Oh, great.
No, that's for another, I mean, we have to address our signage, I guess.
There's,
But along those lines,
the one on the left is awful. I mean,
it's
we
not
need-
something that we had on the agenda, maybe.
I know we didn't, I just mentioned it for the future, I mean, if we ever get a couple, just to save some, couple of bucks. Can we have that sent out at some future date and just repaint it? It just looks
No,
awful.
I think we have to look at
We'd have to look
it.
into
Might be better to get a
Yeah.
replacement sign. It's an old sign.
It's
And
an
then-
old site, it just needs to be painted, repainted.
And then we
When
also
the-
talked about signs for the meeting notices
Yeah.
at last
Yes.
meeting, and I think we got a
Yeah,
we got a roll
we should
call on that
change,
one.
we should change that or do something in way of notification. It's come up at the last two meetings.
Oh, so change it to say the.
So that's days of the
So
week.
then, it's gonna be the business, working meeting, then following the business meeting like that?
Well, but then we have to change that, it's a big new sign, and it says, you know, when we have our
Thursday.
meetings, at 6 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. So, to change that, I don't know how
Well,
you do that.
they did a pretty, you did it, I like what you and Sydney, they came up with a little thing that just kinda went.
That goes over it?
Yeah,
Yeah, we come up with something that we can basically
Okay, all right.
paste over it.
and
Okay.
we
days,
could-
days of the
we could-
week too, because if we have a meeting date change and it goes to a Tuesday,
Right.
well, we don't have.
And then
it
we
says Thursday
also,
on there,
just
everyone gets confused.
operationally, we have to know to go up there and put a sign if we have a last minute change. Because that was the other complaint, is that even if we put it on, online as a notice, you still come into the village and there it is.
Mhm.
So we have to have something, if we change the meeting, somebody is designated to whoever that is, that we then go and put
So
something.
the only problem with that is the sign that we physically have today reads Thursday.
Right, there's no change until we make the new signs.
Mhm.
It only says Thursday. If you change it, it's always gonna say Thursday.
Yeah,
No, on our big sign, it says trustees meeting at 7.
Thursday.
no, but we're talking about the day of the week, Thursday. It says Thursday.
It always says Thursday, so if you change it to a Wednesday, that sign can never be changed to Wednesday. It'll say
Yeah,
Thursday.
no, I understand, but what I'm saying is if we have somebody going up there and putting something over our sign, it should be, because we do this a lot, when we don't, today, we have a lot to talk about, but there are days where our working meeting is short, and then we just say, well, we're not gonna wait around for 35, 40 minutes, so we go right into the trustees meeting.
Mhm.
So we had people who would show up at 7 and the meeting was over. So we need to somehow put that up there.
Right, I think how they did it is that it will follow immediately after the working
Right.
meeting.
I can get a copy.
It says it's gonna immediately follow after the working section.
It's sitting on the desk, we didn't even.
Oh, good, so it's in process, you guys are
Yeah,
working on it.
then we can get prices to see the change and stuff like that,
So
so,
let me just get back to the Van Burt Manor plan.
okay.
I have an idea.
And, what are we
I
talking
mean,
about?
The wood?
on the
wood?
intersection.
No, oh, the sign,
The sign.
okay.
Oh.
On Norland Hollow Road,
Mhm.
they had that sign that says incoming traffic does not stop.
Right, around town.
And everybody got used to that. In the beginning, it was like, whatever, you know, what does that mean? But now, everybody locally, they stop and they wait because they know the cars are no.
Oncoming traffic.
So if we had a sign on what would be, I guess, the north side of Van Burt Manor Road, we have a stop sign there.
Mhm.
But we should have, oncoming traffic does not stop.
It's so weird though, 'cause it's a three-way intersection, so it's not really oncoming, it's the Shore Road turning into Van Brunt, so that you don't really see it.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
I know,
In
but
other
it's,
words, or-
both of those signs would have to say like Shore Road, I think it's not so simple as that.
Well, and it's not heavily trafficked there anyway, but I'm just saying that, and most of our people know that, you know, you better look right if you're coming out of Poquott,
Mhm.
because these people come
Yeah.
flying down there. But at least we would have some signage and forewarned.
I was just curious.
I can check the signage book, we just got a brand new one and see if there's anything covering that one from the sign company.
Okay, so, I don't remember when it was, but a few months ago, we had, the iodine that was going into the
Yep.
Portrait Sound, so, at the end of the month, I have a meeting with Stony Brook University to discuss maybe other options. I have not heard back from the mayor of Port Jack, and I'll try her again because, you know, what's being proposed possibly might affect Port Jack if they get payments for that being discharged in there, and I don't know what the answer is. So,
I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, I think maybe it was Rich, but somebody reported that that article was like an error, and it really wasn't being, it wasn't.
I don't know who reported that, but,
Retracted it.
They
They
retracted.
retracted it.
Yeah.
oh, they did, right?
Yes,
Stony Brook
they did.
University,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that nobody knows where their discharge goes, and it's a very, it seems like a very confusing path that the water takes.
So what are we asking for? We just want information, or we want something rectified?
There's something that's gonna be rectified, but at this point, I'm not able to talk about it, so I have to wait until the meeting, I have to see how Stony Brook, and then I can report what happened at the meeting, so. And then we had local law, chapter 113, we're gonna be redoing that, right?
Yes.
Okay, are you on that?
Which one is that?
The, chapter
This might be
113,
the
peddling and soliciting?
Which-
Oh, the peddling and soliciting.
Yeah, right now there's no 113, we're gonna be,
Oh, that's
I
gonna
owe
be
you.
on.
I'm not working on that.
No, that's not-
Okay,
I owe you a new one, I can,
oh, you're the.
it has to be
first, okay.
legally correct,
Okay,
because of various,
Even.
various litigations.
okay.
I have something that when you get,
There was something that you said existed already, and we were gonna adapt it to us.
Yes,
So, okay, so I mean,
it was promised to us.
I could do that, I can work on that, but if you wanna do it,
No, it's not that I wanna do it, it's just that it has to match, what the court decided is okay. Not our case, but, other cases.
People
that-
said,
yeah.
okay.
have a ball.
I'm just gonna I'll just keep it on the list so
Yeah.
it doesn't drop off, okay. And then we got an increase from the village auditors this year, they wanna go from 1,600 to 7,000. I told them that we would discuss it at tonight's meeting. My feeling is that's a pretty big increase, considering we probably can get another company that's not as efficient as them, but is cheaper. And I know Ronald with me, Natalie does everything for the audit, so there's really nothing for them to do but put the information together, right? So I wanna go back and say, we were only gonna stay at 6,800, and we understand if you can't keep us as a client, but I feel they're gonna say it's fine,
We know that there are other people out there?
yes.
Okay.
Was it 68 or 62?
It was, 68 last year, or 62? 62,
Or
okay.
62 to 7. Say 70, I mean, $200 is
Is that right, Joe? I thought it was 68 for some reason.
$62.
Okay, you're right. Thanks, Ron.
That's a big,
That's a big, I agree.
And it would be different if they had to spend a lot of time trying to put the stuff together, and they don't have to do any of that. It's laid out, they're in and out in 2 days, really, and then they put the report together, so. And that's all I had. You had stuff, right, Joe?
Yes, I've got, well, you still have Joe's discussion, right? You still have,
I can wait for this one.
okay. I gave everybody a copy of this. This is from Poquott Marine. We had a visit from our risk control company regarding our processes and procedures, and they made several risk control recommendations, and we're supposed to respond back to them. I did respond that, given the quote is being worked on. Let me just break it down here. What they wanted was, number one, the priority recommendation was that we have a written policy regarding playground equipment, safety inspections, and does not, we don't have a safety inspection policy for our equipment. So I responded back that, no, we haven't completed it yet, we're in process, and we're looking to write the policy up, and we hopefully be done by May. The other thing is, they got, the other recommendation they made, number two, was 2 of the village parks contain play equipment that is not commercial grade. That's gonna be the big problem.
What was that?
2 of our parks contain play equipment that is not commercial grade, and if not designed for use in a public park setting, it is recommended we develop plans for replacement of all that equipment.
Now,
Well, we can develop a plan.
yeah, but now, you know, we did talk about this, and one of the things was that they are, they're recommending,
Yeah.
and when we install that stuff, according to the state, we're not required to do that. So what they may be saying is, your insurance carrier, you know, this is something that would be an upgrade that you should have. But I don't know that we need to do that.
Right. That's
Well,
right.
the problem
Well,
is this is.
You're just
putting-
reporting to us.
Right.
This is
Gotcha.
putting you on notice, you know, if there's a problem, they may decline coverage.
Well, they're not saying that. I mean, I think we should at least ask them, you know, are you gonna like drop us or something? You're not gonna cover, if some kid gets hurt because they fell.
No, they are saying it, it's non-implementation could substantially increase potential liability for your entity. They are saying it. It's underlined right here.
For the-
A
for-
priority,
yeah.
A priority recommendations, that's this recommendation and this
Well,
recommendation.
is our liability carried by us or is it carried by our insurance company?
Insurance.
By the insurance company.
Right, so, I mean,
And then it says,
that equipment is pretty good stuff. It's not as if it's
the status
piece
of
of
your
junk.
intent to implement these, so I think I think all of us would like to see better play equipment at the parks, and I think we could probably come up with a plan that costs nothing, it's just a plan,
Mhm.
and that will stave off this demand to do that.
Well, we talked about, in fact, you said that you were gonna do something as far as certified for inspections.
Right, we
That
talked
if we're
about-
inspecting it,
Mhm.
and we see that the equipment is not broken, I mean, this is not cheap junk. It's just not considered commercial grade or whatever. But we said that those things were going to be okay, and the state agreed. The state says you're okay with that, but the big thing is inspections. And that's
Well, that's
why we
one
had
of-
to put more bark down.
That's one of
and
the
that
big
whole
things.
discussion.
And yeah, I agree, we can tell them the plan. We don't have a written policy regarding playground equipment safety inspections.
So we can do that.
Right,
we can do that.
We did talk
That
about that, we
costs
said we
nothing.
could do it.
And then just coming up with,
A
it
wish
was
list.
recommended the village consider developing plans. Developing plans is a nebulous term. So I think I don't know, I think we'd all like to see a plan for the play equipment at the parks.
Mhm.
So-
We could consider that.
Right, that's all they're
I
asking
would
us
be
to
happy to
do.
consider that.
There you go, that's all they're asking.
I don't.
And we just have to tell them that that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then number 3. It's also recommended that the village review the driving records of all hires and review all employee driving records annually as well. This can be done through the New York State Lens Program. The driving policy should be also implemented which clearly states what is and what is not acceptable driving record. Employees should not sign off on this policy, so it's clear that their records will be reviewed annually. To obtain information on our Lens program, please go to our website such and such and such and such. And I said, yeah, okay, fine, we're in process now.
Right. I think in process is great.
Beautiful word, in
Yeah.
process.
Are they talking about just the code guys who drive our vehicles or any employee?
Basically, it's code.
Yeah, I would only do for the people that actually drive a company vehicle or a village vehicle.
Our guys are checked each year through my system, make sure nobody's suspended, but we don't check a driving record to the extent of that. So we
I'll
don't.
give you the information, what's.
Is that easily done? Or do we have to implement a whole new system in order to do that?
No, it's right here.
So then take out the website.
This is the website right there.
Well, the lens system is expensive. If Frank can help us with that, it would help us out a lot.
So maybe that's the alternative, maybe we can say that we already do this through our current processes and just note that as how it's being done, and that should probably satisfy their requirement.
I don't
Because that was
have-
just an
I
example.
don't have
of it.
access to the current status, I don't have access to a driving record, if that's what they're requiring. I only have access to the current status.
How about, does Port Jeff do this routinely?
Not that I'm aware of.
And the driving policy should be implemented.
Well, we'll come up with a policy.
Yeah, the policy's the easy part. I'm just
Accessible
thinking in
driving.
terms of, if we have to upgrade, if we have to purchase access, if we have to do things that cost us money, then this is one more thing that we have to consider. And we can keep them strung along for a little bit while and the can down the
But
road.
it's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
Have to
so,
piggyback with Poquott.
shared services,
Yeah.
you're right, maybe we could do
Good.
that.
Yeah, they got a lot of people on the road. Code enforcement.
That would be a double,
They can take care of the death certificates and.
yeah.
That's good.
Okay, Joe, do you wanna update us on the open
Yeah,
lawsuits?
so we have a couple things going on. The first one is the Aptiva case, so we have a motion to dismiss, and we're still waiting for the judge to make a decision. The judge that we have, Judge Bianco, was received an appointment to go to the next higher level of court. I don't know if I told you that or not.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he had a confirmation hearing that I think went well, so we're just hoping he can decide it before he goes, so if he goes to another court, but we're waiting.
Is he required to clear his desk before?
No.
So this could be given to the next person?
Could be given to another judge, yeah, but knowing him, I believe that he'll try to clear the desk. The next case that we have is Ashley Holmes versus Poquott, the case. I made a motion to dismiss the case because they didn't own the property anymore. The judge is waiting, we get to put in one more set of papers. The village does, they're due the first week of April, and then the judge will make a decision. Ashley Holmes, their contract with the county was canceled by the county because they didn't buy the property. They had a contract with the county to buy the property and they didn't close, Ashley Holmes. So that gave us the opportunity to buy the property, and the county canceled the contract. They have now sued the county to enforce that, to try to revive the contract. So I don't think it's good. I don't know exactly the circumstances of their cancellation, but I believe that there's probably little chance that the contract will be enforced, is upheld. There's a couple other things about it that I can't say publicly, but because it involves litigation strategy, but I don't see much exposure there. We should just continue to proceed to one problem.
Okay. Anything else?
No. So we're waiting for the county legislature is going to vote to close on selling us the property. And then we'll be able to we'll actually get the deed from the county.
Once we get the deed, does that make the whole lawsuit moot?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, so I need, to go into executive session?
Yes.
Okay.
It's to
Do I have
discuss
yeah,
an employee matter.
do I have a motion to, go into executive session?
Motion to go into executive session?